Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Dear students, welcome you all in Pakistan International School Taif Virtual Learning System. Today is our fourth video lecture for grade second year students, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Rosia Imran, your mathematics teacher. In previous three lectures, we already done exercise 1.1, 1.2. Today we will do exercise 1.3. But before starting exercise 1.3, we have to revise some formulas which we use in this exercise. In exercise 1.3, you have these some important limits. You have to memorize this because as a formula, if you know this, then you can use it. First is limit x approaches to a, x power n minus a power n over x minus a is equal to na power n minus 1, where n is the integer and a is greater than 0. The proof of this theorem, the proof of this limit is given in your textbook on page number 19. The proof of this limit is given on page number 19, 19. You have to check this proof. It's very important. Mostly come the proof of this in the short questions or sometimes a part of long question in exam. The second important limit is limit x approaches to 0 under root x plus a minus under root a divided by x is equal to 1 over 2 under root a. This limit proof is given on page number 20. The proof is given, complete proof is given, you can check it there. Next is limit n approaches to 0, 1 plus 1 over n power n is equal to e. This is also a very important limit, and the proof of this limit is given on page number 23. 23 on the top of page number 23, the proof of this limit is given. Next limit is x approaches to infinity, 1 plus x power 1 over x, which is equal to e. This proof is also given in the same page, page number 23. These two proofs are given on the same page, page number 23, and also this one is also given. Limit x approaches to 0, e power x minus 1 over x is equal to natural log of e, which is equal to 1, and the proof of this theorem is given on page number 24. Next is if theta is measured in radians, then limit theta approaches to 0, sine theta divided by theta is equal to 1. This proof is given on page number 25. So I told you that where are these theorems given, so you check it from there and also practice these proofs. If any problem, you can ask it in the online question answer session. So this limit, if you have any trigonometric function just like this, sine theta, and the same theta, sine theta, maybe it's sine x, maybe it's sine 2x, and the same theta is in the denominator and the theta approaches to 0, then it should be equal to 1. Now come to the exercise. The first exercise is exercise 1.3 is question number 1. You have to use limit by using theorem of limits. In theorem of limits, remember one thing: if you have given addition, so when we apply limit inside, so limit will come with each value uh, separate by plus sign, and if any value having some coefficient, so the coefficient will come before limit and you apply the limit. And same is for subtraction. And for Look, the first part is limit x approaches to 3, 2x plus 4. So when we apply the limit theorem, so limit will come separately with 2x, limit x approaches to 3, 2x plus limit x approaches to 3, 4, and this coefficient will come in the start and limit only apply on the variable, because if we apply it on the constant will remain same, no change. So 2 limit x approaches to 3x plus 4 as it is. When we apply limit on the constant number, it will come as it is. So when we apply limit, so remember x approaches to 3. So the variable x will replace with 3. So 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 4, 10. So 10 is the answer. Like this you have to solve. Now next is limit x approaches to 1. So limit x approaches to 1, first we apply with 3x square. So 3 will come in the coefficient. Limit x approaches to 1, x square minus 2 limit x approaches to 1, x plus limit x approaches to 1, 4. Now in place of x, you have to put this limit value 1, its square, and minus 2. Then in place of x, you put the limit value 1 and plus 4. So 1 square is 1, 3 ones are 3, and 2 ones are 2 and 4. So 3 minus 2, 1, 1 plus 4, 5. So we get the required answer. Now here, when you apply limit in the under root, limit x approaches to 3. So where you find x in the question, there you put 3. So 3 square in place of x, 3, and then plus 4. So 3 square is 3 3s are 9, 3 as it is, plus 4. Now you add that. 9 plus 3, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, under root 16 is equal to 4. Now again, limit where you limit x approaches to 2. So where you find x, there you put 2. So 2 under root 2 square minus 4. You know that 2 square is 4. So 4 minus 4, 0. Under root 0 is 0. 0 multiply with 2, 0. Now come to the next part, part 5. Limit x approaches to 2, under root x cube plus 1 minus under root x square plus 5. So first we apply limit in this first under root, and then minus sign, then limit apply in the second under root. So when we apply limit on the first under root, where you find x, there you put 2. So 2 cube plus 1 and minus sign as it is. Now when you apply the limit on the second root, so where you find the x, there you put 2. So 2 square plus 5. So now 2 cube is 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8 plus 1 minus 2 square is 4, 4 plus 5. So 8 plus 1 under root 9 and 4 plus 5 under root 9. So under root 9, under root 9 cancel with each other and we get 0. Come to the last part of this exercise, question number 1, last part. Limit x approaches to minus 2. Now in this case, when you have given in form of fraction, so the limit apply on the numerator separately and limit apply on the denominator separately. So 2, and in place of x you have to put this limit value minus 2 cube plus 5 in place of x minus 2, and 3 in place of x minus 2 minus 2. So minus 2 cube is minus 8. You know that if you have a negative number and having odd power, so it will come negative. So negative 8 multiply 2, so 8 2s are 16, minus 16 and minus 10. And here 3 2s are 6, minus 6 and minus 2. So minus 16 minus 10 minus 26 divided by minus 8. Both are divisible by table 2. Negative sign cancel with negative sign. 2 13s are 26 and 2 4s are 8. So 13 over 4. Now in question number 2, evaluate each limit by using algebraic techniques. Means that algebraic techniques in question, your book should be in your hand, then you can easily understand the question statement. evaluate each limit by using algebraic techniques. Means that first you factorize it by algebraic rules and after that you apply limit. Limit is that you will not apply the limit directly just like you done it in question number 1, but in question number 1 condition is that apply the limit theorem. So limit theorem you apply directly, but in question number 2 you have given to use algebraic techniques and after that apply limit. So means that first you factorize it by algebraic rules. According to rules you factorize. If by taking common you can factorize, you factorize it by taking common. If by applying formula, so you apply formula and factorize it. If by PQ method, so apply PQ method and factorize it. So you apply rule and after that you apply limit. First part is limit x approaches to -1 x cube minus x plus 1. If you check in the numerator, x is common. So you take x common. When you take x common, so what is left? Here x cube, when you take x common, it will be x square minus 1. And in the denominator, x plus 1 as it is. Now limit x approaches to -1, x as it is. And on x square minus 1, you apply formula. Which one? A square minus b square. So x plus 1, a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So consider this is a square and this is b square. So a minus b, a plus b, x plus 1, a minus b, x minus 1 or x plus 1. Now x plus 1 cancel with x plus 1. So in numerator you have x divided by x multiply with x minus 1. X plus 1 cancel with x plus 1. The fraction remove. So this you get. Now you apply limit. When you apply limit in when two values given in form of product, so limit will apply on the first value and then limit apply on the second bracket. So when you apply limit on x, it will be -1, and when you apply on bracket, it will be again -1 and -1. So -1 and -1 you get -2. -2 multiply with -1 you get +2. So this is the first part of question number 2, which you solve by algebraic techniques. Now come to the second part. You have 3x cube plus 4x divided by x square plus x. If you check the numerator, again x is common in both. You take x common, so you get 3x square plus 4. And in the denominator, again x common in both. So when you take x common, you get x plus 1. So this x and this one x both cancel with each other. These two x cancel with each other. So you get 3x square plus 4 divided by x plus 1. So limit apply on the numerator separately and on the denominator separately. When you apply on the numerator, so in place of x square you put 0 and 0 square is again 0 plus 4, and in place of x you put 0, so 0 plus 1. So 3 multiplies 0, 0, 0 plus 4, 4, 4 divided by 1 is equal to 4. So this is the solution of the second. Very easy. What you do, first you factorize it by algebraic techniques, and after that the factorization, you know that how to do factorization by taking common, by formula, by parts, by PQ method. So you factorize it and after that you apply limit, nothing difficult. If you check the numerator in this part, if you check the numerator, here you have x cube minus 8. So x cube minus 8, again you have one formula. Which one? A cube minus b cube. Look, 8 is the cube of 2. So this is the cube formula. Which one? A cube minus b cube. So x cube minus 2 cube. A cube minus b cube is equal to a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. And in the denominator, if you check, first we do the numerator, check the numerator. X cube minus 2 cube. So apply formula x minus 2 into first term square x square plus AB means x into 2, so 2x plus b square means 2 square, that is equal to 4. Now look at the denominator. Denominator is x square plus x minus 6. So you factorize it by PQ method. Look, the first term multiply with the last, you get minus 6x square. So the factor of minus 6x square, when you multiply, you get minus 6x square, and when you add or subtract, you get x. So 3 twos are 3 twos are plus 3x minus 2x plus minus minus 3 twos are 6x square you get. When you subtract 2 from 3, so you get positive x, the middle term you get. So this is PQ method, which you already done it in class 9th, in 10th, and in first year. So with this, you take x common from the first two values, so you get x plus 3 inside the bracket, and from these two values, you take minus 2 common. So when you take negative sign common, so x plus 3 you will get. The numerator you copy as it is. In the denominator, look, in these two values, x plus 3 is common. So you take x plus 3 common. What is left? X minus 2. Now you apply x minus 2 cancel with the numerator x minus 2. You get x square plus 2x plus 4 divided by x plus 3. Now you apply limit on the numerator separately and the denominator separately. So when you apply on the numerator, limit is x approaches to 2, so 2 square plus 2 into 2 plus 4, and here x plus 3, so 2 plus 3. So you get 2 twos are 4, 2 twos are 4. So 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 3 plus 2, 5. So in this question, what you done? In the numerator, you apply formula a cube minus b cube. With this formula, you factorize it. 8 is a perfect cube of 2. So a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. With this formula, you open it. And here you apply the PQ method. First term multiply with last term, you get minus 6x square, and you find the factor of minus 6. When you multiply, you get minus 6. When you add or subtract, you get the middle term. So 3 twos are 6, minus 6 plus 3 and minus 2, minus 6, and when you subtract, you get the middle term. So in this way, you have to factorize, and after that, at the end, you apply limit. Now come to the next part. Next part is limit x approaches to 1, x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 1. This is open form of formula a minus b whole cube. You know that a minus b whole cube, when you open it, it will be a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square and minus b cube. So this is the open form of the formula a minus b whole cube. So you close it as a x minus 1 whole cube, and from the denominator you take x common, so you get x square minus 1. Again, this is converted in formula a square minus b square, which is equal to a minus b and a plus b. So x into x minus 1, x plus 1. Now x minus 1 cancel with the numerator. In numerator, x minus 1 given 3 times. So 1 time cancel, 2 times left, and in the denominator, x and x plus 1 is left. Now you apply limit on the numerator separately and on the denominator separately. So you put in place of x limit x approaches to 1. So you will not write it when you apply limit. So you will not write this limit x approaches. Once you put the value, so no need to write this x plus 1. So no need to write this. I'll try to edit. Mm. Okay, so you will not write this limit x approaches to 1 when you put value, because when you put value no need to write it. So 1 minus 1 whole square and 1 into 1 plus 1. So 1 minus 1 0, anything divided by 0 you get 0. Now come to the next part. Next part is limit x approaches to minus 1, x cube plus x square divided by x square minus 1. If you check in the numerator, x square is common, and in the denominator again formula a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So consider x square is a square and 1 is b square. So x square common from the numerator, you get x plus 1, and in the denominator you apply formula x plus 1, x minus 1. X plus 1 cancel with each other. In the numerator x square is left and the denominator x minus 1. Now you apply limit. Limit is x approaches to minus 1 on the numerator and on the denominator. When you apply on the numerator, so in place of x square, you put minus 1 whole square, and in the denominator, you put minus 1 and minus 1. So it will be minus 1 square is positive 1, but this will be minus 2. So minus 1 over 2 is the required answer. Now next part is limit x approaches to 4, 2x square minus 32 and x cube minus 4x cube, 4x square. This exercise is very, very important. Mostly question come from this exercise in your exam. So from the numerator, you take 2 common. When you take 2 common, it will be x square, and 32 divided by 2 is 2 16s are 32. So x square minus 16. And from the denominator, x square is common in both. So you take x square common. So it is x minus 4. Now numerator again a square minus, look, this formula repeated again and again, a square minus b square formula. This is a perfect square, 16 is a perfect square of 4. So you apply a square minus b square formula, which is a plus b into a minus b. So 2 into x plus 4 into x minus 4. And the denominator is x square x minus 4. So this x minus 4 and the numerator x minus 4 cancel with each other, and in the numerator you get 2 into x plus 4 and the denominator is x square. Now you apply this limit x approaches to 4. When you apply the limit, then no need to write limit here with the value when you put the value. So in place of x you put 4, 2 into 4 plus 4, and in the denominator 4 square, x square 4 square. So 4 plus 4 8, 8 2 is 16, and in the denominator 4 square is 16. So 16 divided by 16, answer is 1. Now come to the next part. Next part is limit x approaches to 2 under root x minus under root 2 divided by x minus 2. So limit, again you apply limit, but remember one thing, when you have the same numbers, one time with the under root and one time without under root, so first you rationalize it to rationalize this number, and after that you apply limit. For rationalization, this numerator which having this under root value, with the conjugate of this number multiply and divide. Under root x minus under root 2, its conjugate will be under root x plus under root 2. So this conjugate you multiply with the numerator and with the denominator. This is called rationalization. You already done it in junior classes in class 9, 10th, first year. So under root x plus under root 2 multiply with under root x minus under root 2. This is again formula a minus b, a plus b. So a square under root x square, b minus b square under root 2 square. And in the denominator x minus 2 multiply with this under root x plus under root 2. Now square and square root cancel. So you get x, square and square root cancel, you get 2. So this x minus 2, the numerator x minus 2 cancel with the denominator x minus 2. So you get limit x approaches to 2, 1 divided by under root x plus under root 2. Now you apply limit on the denominator. On the numerator, if you apply limit, again you get 1 because this is constant. When you apply limit on the constant, you will get the same number, no change. So in the denominator, when you apply limit, under root x will be changed into under root 2 plus under root 2. Now both are adding, so coefficient here 1, coefficient 1, so it will be 1 divided by 2 under root 2. Now come to the eighth part of this exercise, question number 2, eighth part, second last part of question number 2. Limit h approaches to 0. Now here the variable on which you apply limit, that is h. Under root x plus h minus under root x divided by h. Again you rationalize it, the same number with its conjugate you multiply and divide, you rationalize it. So the given number you multiply and divide with under root x plus h plus under root x. So you multiply and divide by its conjugate, you rationalize it. Now again this is a minus b, a plus b. So a square means the first term square minus b square, the second term square, and the denominator you multiply simply h into this bracket. Now square and square root cancel, you get x plus h, and square root cancel, minus x. Minus x plus x cancel, and in the numerator you get h, and in the denominator h divided by under root x plus h plus x. Now this h and the numerator h cancel with each other, you get limit h approaches to 0, 1 divided by under root x plus h plus under root x. Now you apply the limit on the numerator and on the denominator. So when you apply on the numerator, again the constant number 1 you write as it is, and when you apply on the denominator x as it is, in place of h 0 you put plus under root x. Now 1 as it is, under root x plus under root x is 2 under root x. Now this is also one theorem, um, uh, one function, limit function, which we study in the proof, in the results. So this how you do it. From the numerator you apply formula, and where is that formula? That is given on page number 19. It's given on page number 19, that result which you apply on the numerator, the same thing you apply on the numerator and in the denominator. So this is the polynomial function. So x minus a into x power n minus 1 plus x n minus 2, a plus x n minus 3, a square plus up to so on a power n minus 1. So same you apply on the denominator. So x minus a and x minus a cancel from the numerator and from the denominator. Now in place of x you put a, so you will get like this, and this is for nth term and this is for m term, and this you write n times a power n minus 1 and m times a power m minus 1. So this you take a power m minus 1, you take in the numerator, it will be minus m plus 1, sign change. So plus 1 minus 1 cancel, so you get this result. So this theorem you apply, which is given on page number 19. Now come to the next part, law of sine. Law of sine you already I already told you that it's given on page number 25. The complete theorem is given on page number 25. You see the proof of that, that if theta is measured in radian, then limit theta approaches to 0, sine theta divided by theta is equal to 1. Means that you have to make here this theta divided by the denominator. The theta and the denominator, you should make it same, and the same theta approaches to 0, then the result will be equal to 1. So question number 3 is evaluate the following. Mostly you have to apply this law of sine. So this is, look, limit sine 7x divided by x. So you make this x is 7, or this 7x is x, to make the theta and the denominator same. So we do supposition, put t is equal to 7x. T is equal to, we suppose that t is equal to 7x. So you know that 7 multiply with x when shifted at this side, so t over 7 is equal to x. When you do supposition, so the same supposition we do it for limit. If x approaches to 0, we suppose it x approach, we have given that x approaches to 0, then t approaches to 0, then the limit t approaches to 0. Look, if we put x equal to 0 in this, x equal to 0, so we also get t equal to 0. So we get that t is also equal to 0. Now limit x approaches to 0, sine 7x divided by x, this is given. Now we do the supposition limit, because we already find it. If x approaches to 0, then t is also approaches to 0. We already find it by putting 0 here, so t is also equal to 0. So sine t, in place of 7x we put its supposition t, and in place of x we put its supposition t by 7. So if something is in the denominator, it will come in the numerator. Limit t approaches to 0, sine t over t. Now theta and the denominator same, so by law of sine this should be equal to 1. So 7 into 1, 7 we get. Now come to the second part of this. Second part is sine x degree. This round degree sign is given on this, sine x degree divided by x. So again, since 180 degree is equal to pi radian, you know that 1 degree is equal to pi radian. So 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So 1 degree is equal to, here 180 multiply when shifted another side, so it will be divided. So 1 degree is equal to pi over 180. If we multiply x on both sides, so x degree will be equal to x pi over 180 radian. Now we put these values. Here we have limit x approaches to 0, sine x degree. So we already find it, x degree is equal to sine pi x over 180 divided by x. So we put that pi x 180 over 180, this theta is, we suppose that it is equal to t. So from this we find the value of x. 180 divide here, shifted at other side, so 180 t, and pi multiply with x shifted at other side, so divide 180 over t, 180 into t by pi. This is the value of x. We find it. We have given x approaches to 0. So when we put x equal to 0 here, so t is when x equal to 0, so 0 multiply pi, 0, 0 divided by 180, 0. So t is also equal to 0. Now in the original, in this question, we have to put this supposition, sine pi x 180 over 180. So pi x over 180, we suppose it t, and x is equal to 180 t over pi. If something is in the denominator, it will come in the numerator, and 180 is constant, so we take it out from the limit, pi 180. Limit x approaches to 0, sine t over t. So by law of sine, this complete is equal to 1, so we get pi 1 over 80. With this, when we apply the law of sine, we write it here, since by law of sine, you should mention, and after that you put this 1 and you get the answer. Now come to the third part. If you check in third part, you have trigonometric function 1 minus cos theta divided by sine theta. We can't apply any formula, so what we do, the formula And so we rationalize it. We multiply and divide by the conjugate of 1 minus cos theta. It will be 1 plus cos theta divided by 1 plus cos. Now this is the formula: a square minus b square. So a minus b, a plus b, a square, 1 square is 1, minus b square cos square theta, and this is sine theta, 1 plus cos theta. You know that 1 minus cos square theta, this identity is equal to sine square theta. We already studied it in class 10th in first year. Sine square theta 2 times given, 1 time cancel sine theta. With the numerator 1 time cancel. So in numerator 1 time left, sine theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. Now you apply limit sine theta in place of theta 0, 1 plus cos 0. You know that sine 0, when you find from your calculator, you get 0, and cos 0 is 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. So 0 divided by 2, you get 0. Now come to the fourth part of this, sine x divided by pi minus x. Again, we do supposition pi minus x. We suppose that is equal to t. So from this, we find the value of x. X is negative here, shifted at this side. It will be positive, and t is positive here, shifted at other side, negative. Now you also apply the limit. X approaches to pi, so what will be t approaches to? So you put pi in this, in the first equation in which you suppose you put pi in place of x. So pi minus pi is 0. So means that x approaches to pi, then t approaches to 0. So sine x divided by pi minus x, limit t approaches to 0, sine value of x is pi minus t, and value of pi minus x is t. Now here, if you check, here you have one formula, that is sine alpha minus beta. So which is equal to sine 2 into pi over 2 minus t, 2 to cancel, and pi minus t is equal to, pi minus t is equal to x. So t, so we put this sine t divided by t. So by law of sine, we get answer 1. Now come to the fifth part. In fifth part, you have sine ax over sine bx. So from the numerator, we take it out the numerator separately, limit sine ax. If we multiply and divide by ax, we get the law of sine. And in the denominator, sine bx, if we multiply and divide by bx, again we get the law of sine. So from our side, we multiply and divide ax. Therefore, the division one come here, and the multiplication one we write as it is. And here the division one as it is, and then the multiplication one in the denominator. So we apply limit on both, limit on this and limit on this. When we apply this, x cancel with this x, we get a over b, we take it out, and limit x approaches to 0, limit sine ax over ax, law of sine theta is equal to the denominator, and again in the denominator, again it apply the law of sine theta, and the denominator same. So a over b into 1, 1 over 1, so we get a over b. The sixth part is x over tangent x. So tangent x, we split it by sine over cos. You know that tangent is sine over cos. So you have to write limit x approaches to 0, x over sine x into cos x. If something is in the numerator, you can write it in the denominator. So we take this x in the denominator of sine x. So now we apply the limit. So limit apply on the denominator, and limit apply on the numerator. When applying the denominator, by law of sine, this is equal to 1, and cos 0 is equal to 1. So you get the answer 1. 1 minus cos 2x over, so this is the formula, sine 1 minus cos 2x divided by 2. 1 minus cos 2x divided by 2 is equal to sine square x. When you, this 2 is divide here, shifted at other side, so means that 2 sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x. So in place of 1 minus cos 2x, you put 2 sine square x by this formula. 1 minus cos 2x divided by 2 is equal to sine square x. So from this formula, 2 is divided here, we shifted at other side. So in place of 1 minus cos 2x, you put 2 sine square x. Now, if you take the two outside, limit sign is in form of square and this denominator is also in form of square. So we take whole square and apply the limit inside the whole square. So this converted in law of sine. So 1 square is equal to 1. And the seventh part, you do it by yourself by method of rationalization. In seventh part, you have given to a limit x approaches to 2 under root x minus under root 2 divided by x minus 2. So you rationalize it by multiplying in divide by x under root x plus under root 2 divided by x under root x plus under root 2. So if by rationalization you do the seventh part, and eighth part is sine square theta divided by theta. So sine square theta twice, you split it sine theta into sine theta. On the first, you apply the law of sine, you get 1 and limit theta approaches to 0 sine theta. So you, when you apply limit, so sine 0 is equal to 0. So 1 into 0, you get 0. Come to the 10th part. In 10th part, secant x is 1 over cos x minus cos x divided by x. Now you take the LCM of these, the numerator. So numerator LCM is cos x 1 minus cos square x. So this cos, you take it with you take it down that with x. So x cos x 1 minus cos square x is equal to sine square x. Identity we use, that is equal to sine square x. So now split sine x divided by x and sine x divided by cos x. On this you apply the law of sine, and on this sine you apply limit 0 divided by cos 0. So it will be 0 divided by 1, you get 0. So this ninth part is just like, sorry, the 11th part. 11th part is just like you already done fifth part. 11th part is just like fifth part, you do it like that. But first you apply this formula. After one step, it will be just like fifth part. First you apply formula and after that you solve it. Do it by yourself. If you want to take screenshot from here, you can take and it will help you, but do it by yourself. Come to the last part of question number 3. Last part of question number 3, that is limit theta approaches to 0 tangent theta sine cube theta. So tangent theta, we split it as sine theta over cos theta minus sine theta sine cube theta. We write it as it is. Limit we write as it is. Now we take the LCM cos theta sine theta as it is minus sine theta cos theta. So we get this cos theta will come in the denominator. From the numerator you take sine theta common, so you get 1 minus cos theta sine theta, one time cancel with the denominator. In denominator sine square is left, 1 minus cos theta in the numerator, and in the denominator sine square theta into cos theta. Now you do rationalization. 1 minus cos theta, you with the conjugate, you multiply and divide with the numerator 1 plus cos theta. You get 1 minus cos square theta into 1 plus cos theta. This value 1 minus cos square theta, you use identity. 1 minus cos square theta is equal to sine square theta. Sine square theta cancel. Now you apply limit on the numerator, you get 1, and on the denominator in place of theta you put 0. So cos 0 is 1, and here 1 plus cos 0 is 1. So 1 plus 1 2, so 1 over under root 2. So you get this. So this is the last part of question number 3. This is very lengthy exercise and very important exercise. Try to do practice, inshallah. The question number 4 and in question number 5 we discuss in question number 4, and the next exercise we discuss inshallah in our next lecture. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.